Hello, this is Deborah. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning here in Georgia, and I'm up trying to figure out what to do with this little man. This is the king, and I'm trying to imagine his army and, and, and let it come forth on paper. And I've used some of these guys as posture, for standing. I use this gentleman right here a lot for both of these men here. But I've made them my own, and I've given them kind of an Asian look because I feel like if Solomon was the wisest man that would ever live, he would have him a couple of martial artists, surrounding him because, they didn't have guns. So that would come in very handy. So I wanted to make them look fierce. I had them looking pretty babyish for a while. But, for this is for a children's book that I'm working on. And I wanted to make them look fierce for children. So I think they look pretty fierce. And I have been working on their muscles. I don't know how to do muscles. But I'm kind of, as I'm working on it, just drawing a little line. Look at there. How that makes that look like a muscle on his arm. And I look at other pictures and I figure it out. So here we are. I'm working on the king's army and then the stately walk of the king. And the more I study Solomon, the more amazed I am. Because he asked for wisdom, and he could have, in a dream, God came to him and asked him what he wanted, and he was to be king. His dad was king. His dad was a righteous king. Solomon started out real good, like a lot of people. But he started out real good. And I think that's supposed to be on the outside. But anyways, I'm working on it. He started out real good, and he honored God, and he wanted to please God. So in a dream, God came to him and asked him what he wanted. And he asked for wisdom. And it wasn't just wisdom. He didn't just want to be wise. He wanted to be able to judge the people wisely. And knowing his dad was king, I thought, what made him do that? I'm sure as a child running around in that palace, he saw a lot of evil people. He saw a lot of people that did a lot of evil things and lied probably to his father. And he wanted to be able to, and what's so amazing in my studies is that he wanted to be able to determine who was lying and who was telling the truth. And God gave him that ability. And I thought about how he gave him that ability. He gave him the ideas or the creativity to know how to get the truth out of people. Because you read the next few lines and it's talking about the two women that came before him. A king was kind of a judge. He was a judge. Yeah. The king was a judge. And he had to judge these weighty matters, of people. And so these two women came before him, and one of them's baby had died during the middle of the night. And this woman woke up and her baby was dead. And she noticed that it wasn't her baby. It was her neighbor's baby. Well, the thing was, the neighbor had her baby. She'd switched him in the middle of the night. So now the king's got these two women before him, saying both of them saying this baby's hers. And yours is a dead baby. No, yours is a dead baby. So who's telling the truth? He had no way of DNA. There was nothing like that. So to determine who was telling the truth, God gave him the wisdom. And he said, take a sword and slice the baby in half. And the real mother immediately, no, give it to her, give it to her, give it to her. The other mother, she wasn't concerned a bit. And she didn't care if to slice the baby in half. Matter of fact, she was so evil, she said, go ahead and do it. So the king knew immediately the real mother would not want the baby harmed. And so he used stuff like that so much that the people were amazed at him. They just were in awe at his ability to figure out the truth. Better than a lie detector test, because when God gives it to you, wow, it's God's math and God's science. So I'm just doing some shading now. You know, it looks kind of funny on camera. See if I can get a better picture of it here for you. So he was pretty amazing. So that's why I'm studying him. If this man was the wisest man that would ever live, ever, as long as there are men on earth, he would, be the wisest king. So I want to know what he has to say. Don't you? So here we are. It's looking a little better. Yeah, I'm starting to see it a little bit. Haven't figured out yet everything I'm going to do, but it's starting to come forth out of my brain, and I'm learning as I go. See, about the muscle. I'm learning how to do muscles, how to do bent arms. They're probably not the best in the world, but they're good enough. That's my word. Good enough. When things are good enough, don't mess it up anymore. Don't keep trying to make it perfect. That's my personality, to make things perfect. I'm a number one, if you know what I'm talking about, on personality traits. I'm a number one. And I like to make things perfect, but God has shown me there's times when it's good enough. Leave it alone. Because that's the top of my skill. And I keep trying to go beyond the top of my skill. It's good enough for me. Some people may be able to do it better, but this is the top of my skill. And I believe God will bless it. And when I get through, I think it will be a good thing that I've done. I'm already amazing myself that I can draw. I mean, I never liked to draw. I told you that in the beginning of my videos that I've always painted. I've done oil paintings, very acrylic murals, or I've done some murals. Don't have a lot of murals actually, and I never did draw. I hated drawing because I was lazy. I did not want to do the work. I didn't consider art work. I didn't want to do it if it was work. It was just a hobby. And if it was too much work, it was no fun. And God corrected me on that. It's not just a hobby. It's you. It's who you are. So you have to do it, and you have to do it right, and you have to do it good, and you have to practice enough to get better at it. And you will. You'll get much better. Better and better as you go. Until you amaze yourself and everyone around you. I'm amazing myself right now. I can't believe I figured out how to kind of make a man have a muscle. That's blowing my mind. And I did it by just sitting here looking at the picture. Okay, there's a shadow right there. Yeah. And this hand, I'm pretty proud of my little hand here. Don't look like much, I guess, on camera. But I'm getting better at hands. And just over the few weeks that I've been doing this, I'm getting better at hands, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing my progress. So, yeah, keep drawing, keep trying. Keep doing it over and over. You'll get better and better, and you'll see your progress. Here we go. The hand looks a little better. This pole's going to look rounder and rounder as I do the putting the roundness on it. There it is. See how I'm doing it? And the darker comes around, lights on top, and that gives it a round look. Sorry for my hoarseness, but it is the middle of the night after all. But you got to get up and draw when it's time to get up and draw, and that's whenever it hits you. There we Oh, it's getting rounder. See how it's starting to appear rounder? I do work on my, like this shield. You know, he's a king. His shield should look awesome. It shouldn't be all catawampus. It should look amazing. So I'm still working on the shield. I'm trying to get it, to look like a king's shield. Because he would have the best. He would have the best. And especially Solomon, the richest one. He would definitely have the best. I thought I'd draw him at parade rest. Because they're respectful. He's coming up on the platform to present himself to another king. And here we go. He's proud of his army. He's got kind of a smirk. I don't know how I ended up with that. God help me with that. God help me with this. Try to figure out how to make him look like a frown. Well, the mouth has to go down. The face has to go down. I want him to look suspicious, and he does. He looks like he's got his eye on somebody. God help me do that. I give credit to God because when you ask, he'll help you. And I asked. I said, I don't know how to do this, Lord. Help me. But I want to do it. I want to do it for your glory. I want to do it so children can learn about the wisest man that ever lived and what was special about him and what he thought was special. And he thought, after having been king and had an army and conquered many battles, he was the king of the day, that he here goes my mind again. It'll come back around, my dad said. I'll catch it on the next round. But he was the ultimate king at that time. Of course, Jesus was the King of Kings. But yeah, he's amazing me, and he's helping me, God is, to do this. So keep drawing, keep trying. And it's just not drawing, it's just life. Keep trying in life. Keep trying at what it is. This could be about anything. I'm using drawing, but this could be about anything. What it is in life that you want to do. Let God talk to you. Pray. Be honest in what you're doing. Is it good enough yet? I don't know. I like his arm. Pretty much right here. I think he looks fierce. So I'll keep working on him. You keep working on yours. And hopefully in a few days, I might have something here ready to color. That'll be the fun part. Oh, I can't wait to get to the fun part because right now it's the hard part. Get through the hard part. I'm still on the hard part. Walk away when you're tired. Come back when you're refreshed. And really, once you get tired, when you're doing something creative, you have to stop because you'll mess it all up. So once you get really tired, you notice you're erasing more than you're drawing, then it's time to stop. So maybe I can go to bed now. I got up and worked on my 2 men. Maybe I can go to sleep now. I'll try. God bless. Till next time.